we have today? That's a very big question. So what I have to explain today? Let me explain once again to all. Today we will see how to write the queries using the Python programming and which database we are using. We are using the database name. If you remember the my words in the previous class, database we are using the MySQL. From this point, we will see today there are some examples of the DML, DDL. There are some examples of DML, DDL, and DQL. Okay, so here let me explain what the DML. DML means data manipulation language. Okay, so as you already know, but I'm speaking here right now to a betterment. Those who are not aware about those parts, so you can easily understand data manipulation languages. Next one is DDL. DDL means to define the data. If we need to manipulate, then we can manipulate by the DML. So by the help of DDL, we can define the data. So data definition language. This is the point we have to keep in mind. There's a small thing we have to keep in mind. If you remember the DQL, DQL also known as the QL only. So this is also known as the data query language. Data query language. With help of the all these things today, we will see how to do many things. So data definition language means we are defining the structure of the data. We are thinking about the everything about data properly for definition purpose only. It means how we can physically define the data. So just like example, create table, alter table, modify table, whatever we are doing related to the physical structure of our data, that point we have the database creating. It's all example of the DDL. Data manipulation language is saying to us whenever we need to update something at a logical level, then we can manipulate. So just like update and update that is a manipulation data. Editing, if we need to do something, data delete something, and whenever all these kind of the operations enter come into the data manipulation language. Data query language is nothing. We have only simple and best example of the data query language, that is to select the or to fetch the data from the all information from the tables depend upon the requirement, so we can pass the respective parameters we can do. So these are the some example we will see. So I would like to explain everything one by one once again to all in front of you, then everything will be clear in your mind. So what I'm doing, I'm just not writing once again uh, same statement. First, I would like to import the MySQL connector and connecting the MySQL server. So local host will be there. So host will be the local host. Username will be the root and password. Definitely I put it over here. And database, I'm using the V1909, nothing else. Okay. Here I'm just writing this statement. From this statement, first I want to see how many tables I have. So if I need to see how many tables I have, so from this database, I would like to fetch all the information. So for regarding this one, what I have to create, I have to create a cursor. So let me create a cursor, okay, to fetch or access the information. So I'm just writing simple with data. So I'm writing the my cur, that is the my cursor dot, with the help of the cursor method. If you remember the my statement in the last class, we can define the it's. So for my cursor is my name of the variable, and with the help of the database, db is the my of the database, so I can do. So db dot cursor I can use. Now after this point, I have to show how many tables we have. So with the help of the execute methods, I can execute the string which is to be passed by me into the execute method, and that is string is represented by the SQL. That is a query. So I need to pass a query. So what is a query? That is a I have the show tables only. So here I'm just show tables in V1909 database. And how to create a database, as this part we have already seen. So table. So with the help of the my cursor variable, we can use the execute statement, execute method, and now query will be show tables. This is show tables means is a query actually. So it will show the number of the tables which are existing or holding by the V1909 database. And this database we have already created in our previous classes. So for access the information for temporary, I'm taking the t is a could be the variable, 2x is the to hold the information into the from the table. So for t in my cursor, and I can print this variable. At this point, you can easily understand. So let me execute this code in front of you and see what we are getting. It is executing and it is showing only the one table. And how many tables we have? We have only the one table, and that is only the study. So with the help of this statement or this command, we can see. But now question we have over here, so how we can understand what kind of the data holding by the student table. So if you remember this command, if we need to see how many data we have, so we can just write this code. So in this case code, I need to pass a data query language example, that is select star from the study, that is my standard student table only. So when I'm executing this code, so we can see these are the number of the information we have. These are a simple example which help us to understand the everything one by one. So what is my objective here? My objective is show the number of the tables to you. Okay. So now let me create a table. So far we have not created a table by using the primary key. So here I'm trying to create a table using a primary key. Earlier I have created a table which is only followed by the non-primary key. So regarding this one, same code we have to use many times. So I'm not writing the code again. Okay. This code will be common to all. So see this one. So in this case, what I have to pass, create a table using primary key. Okay. So this query, select start from student table. I need to write a query, and the query would be the create table name. Okay. Create table name. So table name, I am just creating a new table. Okay. So new one. This is a example I'm taking. New one is my table, which is example of the primary key holding. So create table name, and I need to write the ID. ID would be integer, and I can take only the 10 size. I can pass next field. Next field would be the whatever you want to take. So you can take the name. So I can write the varchar. Okay, 20 I can pass. Other example, if you want, then you can take the other example. Whatever you want to take, you can take the uh, username, whatever you want to take. I'm taking the age. Okay, so it could be the integer, and it should be 2. So I'm passing size. These are the three fields are sufficient to explain our example. But here you have to note down this point in your mind as well. I have not created the table as a primary key. So what I have to do, I have to write the query properly. I'm writing the capital is option, but I'm writing capital for understanding purpose only. ID would be my primary key. That should not be null. So not null, and it should be as a primary key. Okay. So I can write primary key. Okay. So primary key I can write over here. Okay. Simple. Now after this one, you can execute this code. Let's see the table is created or not. Now you can see there is no error. It means table is created. But how I can check the how many tables I have created? So what I have to do, I have to copy this statement. This only. I'm just copying this part only to show whether the table is created or not. Let us check. So you can see the new one table is created. Okay. So with the help of this example, we have seen our new one table is created, which is holding by the primary key. To check whether it is created or not, so it's having the primary key or not. So what is the example by which we can access the whole the information? We have the many example, you can see from the various sources it is really created or not. So here I am remembering a syntax by which you can easily see, that is the fetch all. So with help of the fetch all, you can also see the more thing. So what I'm showing the two parts. Either you can show the description actually. Okay, you can show the description. Either by the description you can show, you can whatever you want they can do. So let me so what I'm doing, I'm just executing this code, okay, and copy over here. And after this one, with the help of the its cursor part, I need to write another query. With the help of the another query, I can see what is the description of this table. So description of table I can use. What is the command of the description of table in the query? DESC. DSC means not a descending. That is another example. We are not descending anything over here, but we are describing the our structure of the table. What we have. So here we have a two table. One is std and another one is a new one. So with help of the my simple code, with the help of the execute command, you or method, you can pass the simple query DESC. And what is the name of the table? You have just gone through the above part. That is a new one or study. So here I am just writing new one. Okay. And now after this one, I need to check whether it is really created properly or not. So I can write the print my cursor dot fetch all. Fetch all. This is a method. Okay. So with help of this method, you can see the structure of the table. So you can see ID is a okay integer type, not null, and primary. PRI means primary, and this is the name, and this is the varchar. Okay, it can also have the null value. So yes is coming over here, and age is another variable or field. It is integer type. It can also yes means it can also have the null values. Okay, this is the point you have to keep in mind. So what is a fetch all method? I'm writing here for your notes purpose. It will help you to understand everything. Okay. So with the help of fetch all method, you can see the description or structure of table in terms of in terms of some details. Okay. So what are those details? So what are those details? You can see what are those details. Field uh, field name, data type. Okay. Not null. Okay, so yes or no. Okay, and next one is it's a key constraint we have or not. Okay, etc. So these are the things you can easily see over here. So with the help of the this method, you can also see the everything. So now you can see it's showing our proof, that is we have created a table new one which is holding the primary key. Okay, so now it is clear to all right now. Everyone just having any doubt, so you can ask me. So we have created a table using the primary key. In front of you, I have shown to you. So what is our agent of the class? I told you what is our objective of class. Our objective of our class to write the queries using the Python programming, definitely to fetch the data from the MySQL. So here we will discuss the some queries related to the DML, DDL, and DQL only. So this is a simple thing we are seeing. So here we have seen how to create a table using the primary key. Yes, so far any doubt? Yes, anyone who need to ask, so please you can ask. Let us move to the another example. Okay, here I would like to discuss the order table. So what is the meaning of the order table? The purpose of the order table to alteration in the table or to modify the table. Okay. So here with the help of the alter table, we can remove the column as well. That's the thing. So with the help of the alter table, let us see the how to remove the column in a table. So if you want to see this example, it's very simple example. What we will do, we will not do anything special. We will just in this query, we need to pass a query. And what is the query? I'm writing capital form alter table, and which is a table name? Alter table name. What's the table name? New one. And we want to drop and we drop a column, or here I'm choosing ID only. So here I'm writing the drop ID. Okay. After this one, I need to see the structure of the my table. So we have another example about the fetch all we can see, or without the fetch all you can do. Okay. This example, let us see as a proof or verify that column is removed or not. Here what you have to do with the help of the my cursor, you can execute a next statement, that is a description of the new one table. And with the help of the for loop you can also do. So I am taking the temporary availability, or you can want to take a whatever you want to take. So I'm taking t in my cursor as it is, and I want to print the t. Instead of the for t in my cursor print t, you can use, here I can write you, or you can use fetch all method. Okay, it's a choice whatever you want to use. Let us execute this code. So now you can see here we are getting the two tables. What are the, sorry, two fields, name and age only, and ID is removed. Now it is clear to all. In front of you, I have explained how to remove the column. Okay, now tell me, it is clear to all. Okay, but it's a choice, you want to remove or not, but I have explained over here. But the point over here, suppose you have forgotten to add the primary key in your table. That's a big question. So I have created a table, but we want to add a primary key to our table. Then how we can add with help of this one? So what is the beauty of this time? We are observing. I'm not switching to the MySQL separately, because here I'm showing everything. What is the output we can say? So no need to switch once again to once over to over, or switching to the MySQL and I come back to the Python or Jupyter or whatever I do. Internally you can do, but by the help of our programming we are fetching all the information over here. So why we need to open the MySQL? So backend means we are accessing information with the help of some interface connector, of course, undoubtedly. So no need to open the particular applications. That's a beauty of the programming we are doing over here, and with the help of the Python as well. So we can also, I can write over here, we can also add primary key if you have forgotten to add the primary key in your table as well. So it's a simple thing. What is a simple command? Alter table or add primary key. This is a simple query we have to use. But to execute such query, again, I have to do something. I would like to copy the same code over here previously and just add the my queries. What is the my query? I'm just keeping as it is whole the information except to the my this query part. So how I can add this primary key to the my we can also add the primary key to the existing table. This is a good statement we can see. In mistakenly we have forgotten to add the primary key. Regarding this one, we can use a simple statement. And what is simple statement? Instead of the drop, we can use add. Add. Here I am writing the some code in the capital because this is a very point we have to keep in mind. We are working on that part only. That's the reason. But you can also write the small letter, no issue about. So add the ID. So add ID. You can write the capital or small is your choice. Add ID. So syntax would be the add column. Okay, add column ID, and we need to define its a data type. So as it is, we can write integer. I'm writing the earlier I have taken the 10, but here I want to take the 15. It's my choice only, and it should not be not null. Okay, and it should be a primary key. So we can also add the new column to the existing table, that is a new one we have, and we can also do this one. Let me execute this code and see is it working or not. So now it's working. So you can see at the bottom side it is also added, and it's also having the PRI. It means it's a primary key, and it is also representing no. It means not null is not applicable. That's the only point. Okay, so you can keep in mind all the things is the order now. What is the order of the my field? Name, age, and ID. Okay, that's the point. While inserting the data, we will have to keep in mind, else we can manage the field according to our requirement only. Now it is clear to all. Tell me yes or no. Anyone who have any doubts, so please you can ask me right now. So these are the some queries which is required to understand the database programming as well. These are the command which help you to make a project by the MySQL and Python programming. So you can create a project to fetch the data, to store the data, and to manipulate everything. So these are the queries. So database basic programming is more important. Here we are discussing the programming, but the database is basically programming is supported by the some programming tools as well. So here we are using the Python as well. Now come to the point. Let me add the some multiple rows, and then I will explain how to fetch the information, how to delete the some rows, how to delete the data, and these are the basic things we need to understand. So that's this is the point you have to keep in mind. Suppose we need to insert the multiple rows, so I want to insert the some multiple rows, so we can also. So what is my next question? Inserting the multiple rows. Although we have done multiple rows in a table. Okay, so what's the name of the table? Our table name is I'm writing here new one. Okay, so you can understand this part we have already shown. Yeah, with help of see these are syntax. In the earlier class, in the previous class, we have explained how to add the multiple records. We can answer, definitely we can answer. Okay, so it's a choice which command you want to use. Okay, please keep in mind, please use a commit as well. Okay, this commit will help you to understand. Okay, so now we are going to add once more to add the multiple rows or multiple data or intermediate rows in a table by the single program part through the Python programming only. The order you have to keep in mind, what is the order of the field? Name, age, and ID. Okay, this is the order. With help of such order, we can do. So rather than doing the many things, I'm just copying the all the information here. This one. So what the query I have to pass? What the query I have to pass? I need to pass the multiple things. So here what I'm doing. I'm inserting the multiple data. Okay. So you can write insert into table name. What is the table name? New one. you have to define the order of the field. So what is the order? Name, age, and ID. You can write the order, whatever order you want to write. I am taking the ID as a first, okay? Name and age. It's so optional. You want to do anything, you can do. And values. In the values, I can write the ID 1, comma. Uh, I'm taking the random 167. Okay, 167 will be larger because ID 6. Okay, 167. Keep it. No, because we have defined the size 13. Name, I'm just putting the my name. Okay, to avoid the any confusion for a betterment. And next one. Oh, the IDs cannot be string. So let me write this one. Yeah, and next one is just 80. It's just random. Okay. And next data I want to insert. So in the parenthesis I have to use. So I'm taking this one and this one and randomly data I'm taking comma. Next data I want to take just this one comma. Next is just 63. I'm trying to insert the multiple data. So randomly I have taken and I'm just writing the another name and just random data. Let me add some more data. So whenever we need to delete, we need to modify. So it will help us to how we can do just okay. And next is this one. And randomly I've taken only this one. So I have written this my query inside this one. After this one, you have to keep in mind I need to execute this query, and after executing this query, my information should be saved. So after this one, what we have to do, we need to database we have, so that should be commit. That should be commit. So this information must be saved into database immediately. Okay, and we can print as well. So we can also use a statement. See, to make the final output, we have to run. We have to run the comment method for the database object. So DB is our database object. We have done. And let us print how many records we have inserted. So we can also print a statement. Print with help of the cursor we can see. So what is a cursor variable? My cursor dot row count. Actually, row count is a name of the variable which you return that or define that is not method. It's a only uh, a variable which return how many rows we have in the particular tables. That means after inserting, okay, or before inserting we can also take it and record inserted, and I can write records inserted. And before that, my cursor, this one, my cursor dot before inserting. Okay, for inserted. Let me execute this code and see it's really working or not. Invalid statement. My execute this one. Insert into table name and then values we have. Yeah. So values we have. Really we have done yes. Okay, earlier we have used like this way pattern. Select insert into table name. So here the table name that is we have, and we're defining the values. So field name it's optional. You can take it, but I'm also taking. Let me move to down and see. It's showing the invalid statement. Invalid syntax. This is where care we have. Okay, ID. This one. I think there's something insert into this is valid. Insert into ID, name and age. Insert into table name. Oh, okay. We need to write all the information in one row or one statement, or we can write like this keyword, but this will not be applicable. Let me write everything in the one row and then see. This one and this one. Let me see. This last one we have, yes. Okay, let us check. This is invalid syntax we are getting insert into table. Okay, now it's working right now. Okay, so because we have the multiple data entry we are doing, so that's why we are getting this message. So before insert it, we don't have any information, so we are getting the -1. But after this one, we have inserted the 5 data. You can see 161, 859, 344, 343, and last one is 245. So here we need to check how many records we have. By this command you can see, but whenever we need to check really what the information we have inserted, so regarding this one, we need to have a getting all the records from a table. So let us check what are the insert information we have inserted. So here I'm writing getting all records from a table. So what is the query? If you remember the query, select star from table. Okay, nothing else. Just copying whole the code and doing nothing, just doing some changes over here. And here I am just passing a simple query. And what would be the my query? Need to put the commit, select from table name. What is the table name? New one. From this table I want to see getting all the data. Okay, and then I want to print my record. So how I can print? For T in my cursor colon and print T. That's very simple. So this will help you to printing all records. So you can see it's giving the message. Why it's giving the name is showing as a first? Why? It's very reason simple, because whatever the structure we have a table that is following by the name as a first is and then ID. ID is a column which is adding after the age. That's the reason. So see, you can see this example over here. So name field will be on the first position, age will be on the first position, ID will be on the first position. But while inserting the record, we have better sequence, ID as a first. That's why we are writing like this way. If we are not writing ID, name, age, field name, we are not specifying. It's option. So at the time you have to insert the values in the sequence, whatever sequence you want to do, but you can't choose at a time whatever sequence which is decided by the table. We have to follow that part only. So we have to write the name first and then age and then id. That's the point. So likewise this way, so we have this command. So we have a total 5 records, as you can see over here. So this command is not ended over here. Let us see, we need to get the some columns only. I want to see only the some columns. Suppose I want to see only the id word only. So here I'm writing copying everything, I'm doing not changing anything, getting some record, a table from a specific column. Okay, just keep in mind specific column only. So here what would be the my query? Select id only from the new. So we're getting the id only. That part you can see. That part you can see. Okay, so this is the reason we have this point. And when writing this kind of query, so it will return the data into the shorted form automatically. So we don't need to worry about that part only. But here I'm remembering some important clauses. Where, if you remember the clause, what are the clauses? Uh, Let us see clause. Okay, so select is a clause, from is a clause. Okay, by default these are these two will be applicable by default. Okay, but where clause, where clause will help you to understand a condition. Where clause is used to define a condition. Okay, that's the point. So let us see an example. If I need to see the information from the this point, I just want to see this statement I need to remove. Yeah, select star or asterisk we can say from, and where name is Biren. Suppose that I'm writing this query. Let me check. Oh, I had to use this one. Yeah, this one, and this one more I have to take. Then execute. Okay, okay. This is getting error. Yeah, this should be a space, and then this should be this one. One more I have to take. So now you can see I'm just getting only the one record which are meeting with my criteria. That is a name Birendra only. So this is a simple example why which you can easily see. Rather than this one, rather than typing this loop, you can also use only the fetch. Okay. So instead of this one, what the you can do? You can also use fetch fetch all method, method, so with parenthesis we require fetch a method to get the record. This is a simple statement you have to keep in mind. So these are the simple things you have to keep in mind for fetching the information from the database. This kind of the program may ask into the main examination from the database. Okay, so you have to create a database, you have to define the database, and you have to fetch some information. Then you have to write the query properly. Keep in mind, if you're writing the single code, you are getting error. So please keep in mind while writing the query, you have to use the triple code while putting the condition, while inserting the multiple data. For single data, no issue. So you have to keep in mind where I have to use the triple code or where I have to use the single code. That's enough. That's the only point we have to keep in mind, and this is understandable while learning the things properly. So from this perspective, we have the more information. So where clause we have seen. Here I am remembering the some more clause. So student have many question. Sir, we have a database. By default, I am getting only the ID. So my data record is incoming into a shorted form. But whenever I'm just seeing, you see, I'm just copying this code and I want to show something, then you can easily understand. Let me show. Here you can see the name and age and ID we have. It's coming into the some order. But I want to specify expertly that I want to see the record into the order by. Order by means some shorting form. Some shorting form. So let me take an example. I think it will be more clear too. Let us understand. Let us understand the program program for shorting the data. Shorting the data. For this one, we have to use the order by clause. If you remember the my statement, if you remember the database program, database basics, so order by clause will be there. Yeah, okay. So we will do nothing. What we have to do, we will copy entire code right now, and we will change its query only. So what is the query I can pass? I can pass the select strict from the table name order by the name only. Suppose I'm writing this query from an order by a name only. So if I'm executing this code, so you can see the output from the previous one and this one, we have a little bit difference. In the previous one example is showing to us whatever the record we have inserted in the first come first order basis, we are getting this point. But after shorting, we are getting the record into the shorted form followed by the name. That's the only point. Instead of the name, you can do the age as well. Okay, so if I'm doing like this way age, so I'm also doing like this way. So based on the age, my records will be shorted out. So here this could be the ascending or descending order. By default it's coming out the ascending order or descending order, whatever I want, it depends on the choice. So you can pass ascending descending, whatever you can pass. You need to pass DEC for descending, ASC for ascending order. Okay. Okay, so far these are the basics query. Is it clear to all right now? Yeah, you feel us. We are going to the database revision. Yes, it is database revision. But here I am showing the proof. If you're following the database programming, then it is really working with the other clauses. Whatever the clauses we have already studied into the database subject as well. Order by where is really working or not? Yes, it is working. So these are the my proof which are showing to us. Definitely we can see the resulted information in front of us. Yes, all the clauses are working properly. So nothing we need to do something. We need to just write the query properly. And please keep in mind the query writing is an art. How you are writing, that's your choice. So from this perspective, we can also move to the some other part as well. We can also do the descending. So definitely we can also suppose I want to write this point with help of the, I'm not doing this especially nothing. I want to show the proof just as a descending. So for a descending you can write like this one. So you can see the previous output. So age was a 23 and the top record holder, and then last record holder having the 90 values. But it is just to reverse. Reverse means now the highest value which is holding by the record one, that is 90 of years, and then lower one by 23. So this is what is the ascending order you can do. So this ascending will be the by default and descending will be the, we have to read. So we can pass the ascending descending as our desire, as our needs we can do. Okay. Fetching all the records for the cursor object, we can also do the same things rather than the putting the query. So we can do, it's a choice only. So here I'm remembering some more things. So here what we have seen, we have seen the DQL. DQL means, so here I'm writing here. So we have seen many queries supporting by supporting by DQ DQL. So in the DQL, what we have seen? We have seen the select clause, okay, from clause, where clause, and order by clause. But so far you have changed, we have not changed anything. We have not changed anything. We're just fetching the data. We just what we have done, we have just fetched the data as per our requirement only, nothing else, as per our requirements only. This is the point you have to keep in mind. So regardless this one, if we need to do something, so now it is the time, it is a time to see a DML, data manipulation language. We are not defining anything. We are just changing the DC. Data definition means we are thinking about the tables only. But the DML means we are thinking about the its data part only. So DML means manipulation into data only. So at this level, DML support the supports the uh, commands at logical level. This is a point you have to keep in mind. This is the logical level, while DDL support the physical level. So here I am remembering some example. So which command I want to use? I want to use a simple command. So here regarding the DML, I have something to you. We have inserted data. Unlikely we have inserted data. We can also remove the data. Yes, it is also possible. Some data we don't want to keep, just like some students, sir, I want to change, or change is different thing, but I want to remove the unnecessary information which is inserted by me. So yeah, of course, we can also use a delete. So delete is what we did means, if you remember the this sentence, delete the record actually. Okay, this is the point. The records. So let me take an example in front of you, then the picture or the idea will be clear. Is the point. I'm just copying the statement and pasting over here. Instead of selecting, what I'm doing, I'm deleting the sum record. Delete. Delete from table name. What is table name? New one. New one. If I'm writing delete from the new one, it will delete all record. Okay. All record will be deleted. This is a query we have to keep in mind, will be deleted. So what I'm doing, I'm not executing this statement. I'm just passing a condition. Then it will remove the record based on the specified condition what I am passing, where id equal to, suppose I want to delete, can anyone tell me which record I must delete? So we can pass some query. Yes, can anyone tell me which record I want to delete? Okay, you have any confusion, so no issue. I can choose the id. I am taking the 344. So I am just choosing the id 344. I'm executing this code, and at the last I want to print what I have. Okay, let me execute. It is executed perfectly, but it's not showing anything over here. Why? Because after this one we have not printed anything. So regarding the printing, I want to show something to you like this way. My cur dot execute, select star from a new one. Let me execute. So now you can see it is deleted. So this is a proof I'm showing it is deleted. So now after removing this one, so what we are following? We are following the DML command actually. Unlike the delete, we have many commands so we can do. But here I'm taking the small example to clear your idea how to access the information, how to read the information from the commands only. So from this point, I'm remembering something just like I want to change my surname. Suppose I want to change my surname, that is instead of this thing, I want to change it, which is already deleted by me. So I'm just want to. So with help of the update command, okay, from the update uh, means update the record values. Please keep in mind update the record values. Okay, we can update the record values, or we can say this is known as the values are known as the data values actually. We can also. So regarding this one, we have to use the update command, by which we can do. So I'm just copying this statement as it is, and I want to keep the information as it is. Importing the libraries. Here with this one, I want to write the my command update table name, which is table name, a new one, and set uh, name equal to single code you can write or double code you can write name this one, where say if I'm not putting a condition, unlike delete, it will set the name to all the record whatever I'm passing. That's the point. So I need to specify the condition. So update table name, a table, set the value. Okay, which value? Where, condition where age is 90. Okay, you or you can also put the ID where ID is, what is the ID? 859. So here we can write the 859. Let me execute this code and see. Yes, code is executed perfectly without any doubt. And let me show the result is updated or not. Yes, now you can see it is updated. But why I'm just deleted a record 344? It's not removed. Can anyone give the answer? Yes, can anyone give the answer? Why record 344 is not deleted? Although it was deleted, it's showing, but again I'm executing, then I'm seeing it's again showing. Can anyone tell me right now? See, it's very simple. We have not commit the database actually. See, this is the point. So what I have to do, I have to put the db dot commit. Okay, and then I have to execute this code once again. Okay, so now I'm executing this code. Now I'm showing once again this one. Okay, now I'm updating. Now I'm showing the result. So now it is updated. It's updated and such record was removed. And now I'm executing this code again. So it will not show the 344 ID base record because it was perfectly removed while applying the DB. So this commit is what it is necessary to reflect your database. That's the point. Okay. So now after this point, what we have the next command. So next we have the some more command. So we can do. So DDL or DML we have seen, DML we have seen, DDL we have seen, DML we have seen. Okay. So here for the summary part, I can say DDL means create database, database and a table. Okay, we have done. DML means insert into, insert records into a table, a table. Okay, multiple we can do. We can also delete. We can also update. Okay, these are simple sort and simple example. And for DQL, what we have seen, select clause we have seen, from clause we have seen, where clause we have seen the order by. Okay, order by clause. And also what we have seen, if you remember the many things we have seen, we can also having by clause, we can also so there are many things we have. So but here I'm showing what are the things we have. So DDL means to define the structure of a table or databases we have done. Table means to insert the record and to delete the record, update the record, whatever you want to. You're thinking about the logical part. For a helping purpose, I can write over here in the database. It will work at the logic physical level. Yeah, it will work at the logical level. Okay, I just writing properly logical level, and this will work at the view level. So these are the three levels of a databases. If you remember the database, a database has three levels, and what are those? Physical, logical, and view level. So these are the really good example to understand the database practically as well. So view level means you can see the multiple view. View level has a multiple point. So because you can fetch the data from the table as per required. I want to see data only the student belong to the CSE only. So I thousand out of thousand information, I'm getting 200 information. It means 200 student belong to CSE only. But it will not reflect any change into databases or the table. But I'm just being only as per to my requirement. So by the where clause or having clause, I can also use. This is what actually, this is the important one. Okay, so we have already seen the same. So all these things we have seen today, how we can understand all the things.